Hi Aries, welcome to your reading for the end of July going into the beginning of August. In front of us we've got two of the decks I'll be using for the reading today. We're going to start off with a message from the Beautiful Creatures deck. It is actually a tarot deck, but I often tend to use it more as an oracle deck, which is what I'm going to do today. So let's see what comes out with that one for you. So Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising, what do we need to know? So that came out really quickly and easily. We have Eight of Swords, Imprisonment. That is a really interesting card. I mean, obviously I've seen it before. I don't use the deck that often, but I have seen it before. But just being reminded that there's a dinosaur in there, it's just a really, it's a really interesting and odd concept, isn't it? And it is giving that energy or that thought of, oh God, what is it called? It's big fish in a small pond type energy, looking at that. So let's see what comes out for you with the tarot cards. I just need to unblur the screen. Okay, let's see what the tarot cards say for you. So for Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising, what do we need to know? Do you feel like a big fish in a small pond, by the way, since that came to mind first of all? You feel like you should either be doing more than you are, or you should have more power than you have, or something to that effect. What do we need to know for Aries? So we have, okay, yep, the immediate thought was yes. We have the Hermit, yep, in reverse. I don't know why the first thing coming to mind is something, oh wow, if something feels like a bit of a waste of time. And what is it from? What is that song from? And I know that people used to make a lot of memes with it as well, that thing about all this work and what did it get me? Is it from Gypsy Rose Lee, one of the adaptations of Gypsy Rose Lee? I think it might be from one of those, from that. But yeah, it's like all this work and what did it get me, and something feels like a waste of time. Okay, we'll see what else comes out. You've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Oh God, is this going to be a completely reverse reading? Honestly, all the cards are upright, so don't know why it's coming out reversed. You've got the Magician, upright this time. And we have the High Priestess. So you've got three major arcana in the reading. That is quite significant. Let's get clarifying on this and see what comes up for you. One thought that's coming in with this Four of Pentacles is something about not having the resources that you need or want. So that might be a little message in itself. And that might be why someone feels like a... Would that be why someone feels like a big fish in a small pond? It could. If that resonates with you, you'll know why and how. Anyway, let's... There's something about not fulfilling... again, it's just mainly the small fish in... Big fish in a small pond. Not being able to live up to one's full potential or something to that effect with that Hermit being in reverse. Let's clarify it and stop. Yeah. Although that's part of the message. Me babbling on is part of the message. Hermit, let's see. Fool in reverse again. So that is a restriction, isn't it? The Fool in reverse is someone that's restricted. I have quite a lot of thoughts coming in with this reading. A lot coming in with this reading. Right, we've got the Nine of Wands there. We have the Chariot. Anything else? Oh, it's gone. I should have said it straight away. The thought's gone now. No, it's not. It's back. It's back. Anything else? Four of Wands and the Ten of Swords. Let me get one after that Ten of Swords. Okay, interesting. So I've got quite a lot now. We've got the Four of Pentacles. followed by the Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, actually, that makes sense for what I was thinking to a certain degree. So I'll just say the thought that I was thinking on its own, and then I'll get into the cards. It was about, a thought that came to mind was, you know, like when people sign up for a record deal and then they sort of, what is it called? They lose their, it's not creative power. I can't remember what this, but it could be creative power, but I feel like there's a different term for it where they lose their creative rights or creative power. So they sign up and then they're under the control of the record company as to what songs they put out. Like even if they're their own songwriter and make their own, play their own instrument and stuff and compose and everything, they end up at the whim of the record company and have to do it that way. So that is one example of someone not being able to live up to their full potential, like being a big fish in a small pond. Or, you know, if someone works for a company and they're overqualified or something, or they've gained so much experience that they've kind of outgrown, that's one word of using, actually, outgrown, they've outgrown their role, but there's like no opportunity for progression. It's kind of giving that energy, to be honest. So the Fool, as I said, it's restricted, a restricted energy, like you can't, like there's nowhere else to go, to be honest. The Nine of Wands, again, that song, that All That Work and What Did It Get Me song comes to mind. You've got the Ten of Swords with the Chariot and the Four of Wands behind it. So it's like a block to your progression. So I don't know if you tried to progress in some way or achieve something and then it got cut dead somehow. Like whatever plan or progression you were working on, it just like something, it just got, it feels like suddenly, I know the Tower's not there, but it kind of feels like it got cut suddenly or unexpectedly at least. Okay. So now I'm looking at that Four of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. So looking at the Knight of Swords, first of all, ideas. The first word that comes to mind is ideas with that. So you still have your ideas, you still know your truth, you still know who you are. I don't know if with that Four of Pentacles, because something's ended or been cut dead or whatever, it's almost like, you know, if you went to your boss with a great idea and they just kind of completely shut it down and were like, nah, we're not doing that, even though it's a really good idea. It's giving that kind of vibe along those kind of lines. And it's almost one of the ways of reading this now is that, okay, you've thought to yourself, okay, now that got shut down, so I'm just going to keep it close to my chest. But in a way, it's partly you're going to keep your cards close to your chest and your ideas close to your chest because you don't want to get rejected again. So you kind of like protecting dignity. The word dignity is coming to mind. Protecting your dignity, protecting your ideas, but protecting your dignity is coming to mind as well. You don't want to be rejected, but there is also the possibility by now deciding to keep things close to your chest, it's almost like you're leaving yourself out in the cold because you're not. Is it getting to the point now where not only are you restricted by circumstance, but you've gotten to a point where you yourself are now kind of restricting yourself because of fears of what could happen if you try to progress again or express your ideas? Let's look at the Four of Pentacles and see what that brings up for us. Let's move those out of the way so that you can see the Eight of Swords card. So Four of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the Five of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. What else? Oh, that's so many. I'll try that again. Like 5 cards came out then. I'm getting a sense of wariness. There's a sense of wariness with that 4 of Pentacles, strangely. And I guess I say strangely because maybe I'm kind of stereotyping Aries. I'm not saying all Aries are the same, but Aries energy, because Aries is typically like the risk taker, you know, the one that'll just go for it. Nobody can tell Aries what to do. But it does feel a bit like a bit of a wary energy. And if not, well, yeah, wary, because if someone's wary, it doesn't mean that they literally don't want to do anything. It's just that they're considering the pros and cons, which makes sense here because you've got 6 cards. These cards suggest an energy of, again, if we're going to refer back to holding your cards close to your chest, that would be the energy where you'd be like, on the one side, it's like, well, look what happened last time when I let my ideas out and expressed whatever. It was challenging, there was conflict. It's just a feeling like it's not worth it again, not putting the effort in again, not committing to whatever again. Well, putting the effort in again, Knight of Pentacles, persevering with something, it's not worth it. That gives me an energy of not worth it. And then on the other hand, over this side, you've got the 3 of Pentacles. This would be where you make something work. The Queen of Swords, what do we know about her? She has her story and she shares it, so like ideas. And the 9 of Pentacles here, there's a sense of liberation with that, like probably liberating your ideas, but also it's a card of confidence, isn't it? It's a bit of a, I don't know why I feel like saying with this reading, it's a bit of a not giving a shit kind of energy, like you just do anything and you don't really give a shit what else is going on around you. You're just not aware or bothered by what else is going on. You've just got your little, I almost feel like I want to say bubble, to be honest, your little bubble of whatever you're getting on with and it's working for you and you're not really bothered. You don't give a shit what anyone else is doing. It's just of no consequence to you. So with that 4 of Pentacles, it's almost an energy of do I or don't I? It's wary. It's a wary type energy. Okay, let's and that would be kind of keeping you stuck if you are stuck as well, because the weighing up of the pros and cons, yeah, it's necessary, but how long before that becomes a prison, you know, where you in the you're juggling the idea of something for too long. When does it become a prison? How long is too long to be juggling the idea? Let's look at the Magician. So we've got the Hermit again, but this time it's upright. We've got the 9 of Swords, 6 of Wands. So Aries, with these cards, the first thing that comes to mind with that Hermit being upright now is to keep going. You know, keep on the journey, keep going, keep doing what you've got to do. You may need to, I feel like saying, investigate the source of your anxiety. If there is anxiety there or source of worry, you might need to do a bit of a deep dive with that. Is there anything where you're worried about being respected, about how people will see you, whether you're admired or not? That might be something that comes to mind. With the Magician, in terms of going back to the keep going energy, obviously it's saying here that you are fully capable of that. So again, that big fish in a small pond, you have all the skills and abilities that you need to be successful in whatever way you want. And it's just, you know, just keep going, basically. It's not a waste. No experience is wasted, even if it feels like it at the time, and it may feel like a huge waste of time. It's not a waste. There's always something to a sense of understanding to gain from what you've already been through and to take it forward with you. And then there's always more to learn as well. Anything else? I think that's another thing I'll say, actually. Keep on honing your skills. Like, you may already have mastered something, but you can continue to hone your skills as well. So we have the Three of Cups, Six of Cups. I'm going to have to get one for the Six of Cups alone. There really may be something here with that Three of Cups coming out next to the Six of Wands of whatever this is in terms of how it relates to other people. As I say, in terms of how you feel people are viewing you, what they think of you. Are they supporting you? Do you feel respected? Do you feel supported? Do you feel valued? I think valued is a key word here with those two cards. Let's look at the Six of Cups on its own. You've got the King of Swords. God, that's a lot, but I feel like it's worth taking. Oh, okay, I get it. Right, you've got the Tower, the Sun, the Death card, and the Five of Swords. To me, that's experience. The King is... So this is Six of Cups. That's the past, isn't it? That's the past experience you've gained. The King of Swords, for me, this is what all that he's gained, the experience he's gained and everything he's learned from whatever didn't go right. Because as I say, there was something where it looked like that whole thing of all this work and what did it get me, or did I say it was in this one where something got shut down? Yeah, where something got shut down, and then the Tower is here now because I said it wasn't there at the beginning. That's where something kind of, it crashes and burns. I don't know why I feel the need to specifically say crash and burn, but yeah, but that's everything he's learned from that, which is you're the King of Swords here, or you can be if you're not that already. And that will probably help free you if you feel imprisoned as well. So let's look at the High Priestess. So, oh, why are they all in reverse? Apart from the Queen of Cups. I think she has to be first, followed by the Seven of Swords. Four of Cups, the Hanged Man, all in reverse, and one more. The Emperor and the Two of Swords. I think the one thing I would say is don't be afraid to do a deep dive. Again, if there's anxiety there, don't be afraid to look into that. But just in general, how you feel about the situation, don't be afraid to do a deep dive with that, because I think it will empower you. And an empowered person can't be imprisoned, can they? I think you'll gain clarity by doing that. Let's quickly get one for that Two of Swords on its own. Strength card and the Knight of Wands in reverse. Anything else? I'm getting the word improve. Looking at that Knight of Wands, improve, something about improving. So again, doing the deep dive about how you feel about everything. Again, no experience is wasted. You can use the past experience to improve as you go forward. You've got the Page of Cups, the Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands. Yeah, it can help you to make more empowered choices and more, I feel like saying appropriate choices. I'm not sure how that works. You'll know if that's that makes sense to you. But the Page of Cups, it does require a little bit of vulnerability, doesn't it? Where you have to sometimes think about things that you don't really want to think about or go back to, because it's yeah, doesn't give you a good energy. Okay, so I think that's it. We'll get you a final message of guidance from the Sacred Power deck. Oh, so that was clarifying the High Priestess, by the way. Yeah, I did basically say, didn't I, about not being afraid to do a deep dive, because the High Priestess is the keeper of secrets and secret knowledge. So whatever you're not sort of acknowledging, possibly. Yep, Sacred Power. What do we need to know? What do we need to know for Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising? I wonder if you feel quite tired, Aries. I feel quite tired now. I mean, it has been a long day and I've got a little bit of a cold, so it's making me feel a bit tired. But I don't know, I just thought maybe you feel a bit tired, to be honest, as well with this situation. Again, that whole thing of all this work and what did it get me? Anybody would feel tired after that, wouldn't they? So sacred wisdom, again, that reminds me of that King of Swords energy of using your experience to move forward. And I mean, that's what the Hermit's about as well, isn't it? Sacred wisdom. So, in fact, why do I feel like there's sometimes an owl in the Hermit cards? Or am I blatantly imagining that? There's not one in any of these. If there's not, I feel like there should be. Okay. Anything else? Get you another one. That's too many. We'll try that again. It's like 4 cards. One more for Aries, please. You have intimacy. I think you need to get intimate with yourself, and not in a sexual way, just in terms of that deep dive energy. Because we do, I mean, it might sound odd to some, but we do have to be intimate to have an intimate relationship, non-sexual, or if you want it to be sexual, it can be, but you know, an emotionally, intellectually intimate relationship with ourselves as well. So I think that's where that applies, is the deep dive energy. You know, I'll get you one more. Affirmations. This did kind of want to come out before at the beginning when I was shuffling this deck, and it didn't come out properly. Affirmations again. If you're feeling wary, it's that energy where you sort of, you're your own hype man or hype woman, where you tell yourself, yeah, I can do this, I can do it, and whatever other positive things you can tell yourself to succeed. So I'll leave your reading there, Aries. Hopefully you found something helpful here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thanks for watching the reading. Take care. Hi Leo, welcome to your reading for the end of July going into the beginning of August. So in front of us are a couple of the decks I'm going to be using for the reading today. We're starting off with a message from the Beautiful Creatures deck, which is a tarot deck, but I tend to use it more often as an oracle deck, which is what I'm doing today. So we'll get your cards out, and I have to say, so you're my last but one reading today, and I've just had a sneezing fit for about a minute when I was preparing the cards for your reading. I mean, I've got a bit of a cold. However, I haven't had like a sneezing fit like that. Like, it's just been more congestion, maybe the odd sneeze here and there, but that was literally like just a constant flow of sneezing. So I'm wondering if, I mean, we'll see what the cards say. Is there any kind of irritation going on for you at present? Because, you know, sneezing is part of it is irritation, isn't it? So is anything irritating you? Is anything niggling you? I should have counted how many there were. It was a lot. It could have been a dozen or so. But I just found that weird. I've done so many readings and I think there was one I sneezed in. It could have been Aries I sneezed in, or Pisces. But yours was like literally a sneezing fit. Anyway. So yeah, what do we need to know for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising? You've got 2 cards, and I think, which one is it? Yeah, King of Wands, Leo card. You're here. You've made your presence known, Leo. King of Wands, leadership. And the second card is 4 of Swords, repose. And I've made it blurry, haven't I? So I'll put it there and move it back over. I don't know why I get a slight energy of cockiness from this repose card. I know there's nothing cocky about her at all, but that's what it felt like. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out for you. I don't even know if I want to call it cockiness. It could be just self-assurance or confidence or something, but there's a slight edge of cocky in there with it. And not in a necessarily negative way. Okay, we'll see what happens when the tarot cards come out for you. So, Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising, what else do we need to see? So we've got the King of Cups there. What else? We have the Ace of Pentacles That saying is coming to mind about the cat that got the cream, and obviously Leo is a big cat, isn't it? There's no literal, well, yeah, there is a literal cat here, the lion there, and I guess you could consider her to be a cat as well. Okay, let's see what else comes out. What else does Leo's sun, moon, or rising need to know? You have the World and you have the Five of Swords. This Five of Swords feels more like a fighting spirit type energy rather than, you know, the typical Five of Swords energy is just it's a bit of a shitty energy, isn't it? It's sabotage, competition, but not the nice kind of competition, the competition where people would stab each other in the back kind of competition. But it, as I say, it feels more like a bit of a fighting spirit or being up for the challenge type energy. Let's get the clarifiers out and see. So you've got the King of Cups to begin with. I mean, even he's got a little bit of a, I guess maybe not a cocky type energy, but he's very comfortable, put it that way. He looks very comfortable. You know, in some of the decks, the King of Cups looks, he's like deep in thought, or there's one deck, I think it's the Everyday Witch deck, where I kind of look at him and think he looks like he's terrified of something, like he's shitting himself. This one just looks very comfortable, very chill. He's sitting there with his cup. He's probably got whiskey or something like that in it, and he's just chilling and just looks very self-satisfied. I think that's the, yeah, self-satisfied, I think is the correct way of putting it. Because it's not arrogant necessarily, but okay, let's see what comes out for him or her. So we've got the Strength card and the Hanged Man. What else do we need for that King of Cups? Where's that gone? It's under the chair. We also have the Two of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Oh, okay. Why do I kind of feel like somebody's played matchmaker with people? Like this King of Cups has played a matchmaker, which would be a leadership energy, and the Four of Swords reposes where you take a step back or take a break, where you kind of like bring two people together and you're like, yes, I did that, but not in an arrogant, cocky way, just like very proud and self-assured and pleased with yourself, you know, that you've done that. I mean, it could be that. That's one example, but it could be that. It could be something else as well. But yeah, there's just a sense of self-satisfaction here. I'm trying to look at it to see if there's any other way of seeing it. I mean, you've got like a very confident energy with that Strength card there. It feels like confidence, but it also feels like where you've used your will to do something. And with the Hanged Man, it's not something that's been forced as well. It's something that where someone would have like a natural charisma or natural ability to do something. So it's kind of like they have the confidence to do it without even putting much effort in. Like one example I can give is my child recently had a sports day at school, and it was really interesting seeing the difference between the way the girls and the boys ran. Like when the boys ran, and it's not like criticizing either method, it was just an interesting comparison. When the boys ran, they like were really going in hard, and their faces were really intense and everything, and it looked like maximum energy was being exerted. And then when the girls ran, it looked like they weren't trying, but not in a lazy way, but just like they kind of just flowed. And it was always the littlest kids that seemed to win the races, like the tiny kids in the class. So it's like, how are they doing that? They're so small, like their legs are shorter than everybody else's, but they were just like gliding across the field, like barely looked like they were tired or anything. And then they had time to like look and smile at their parents. And as I say, the boys were just like intense and focused. This energy feels more like the girls, like they they were just chilling as they were doing it. Like, they won the race and everything by a mile, but they were just kind of chilling in the process. So it's giving that kind of energy, where something is kind of easily achieved. I think one thing that would come to mind with the Hanged Man, it's just someone that it's like they know what they're doing, so they can easily surrender because they just know it'll work out and they know what they're doing. That Ace of Wands feels like part of that charismatic type energy as well, like having charisma. So this is you, by the way. I'm going to say this is you as the King of Cups. You might be feeling pretty confident at the minute. I mean, we are in well, by the time you watch this video, we'll be in Leo season. So it's quite a confident energy. And there is something here about making connections. So it may be romantic connections. It could just be friendships as well. It could be romantic. It could be you directly being involved in a romantic relationship, or you could literally be matchmaking for other people. As I say, it could be friendships. There can be a sense of intimacy with the Two of Cups. So it's kind of a letting it flow kind of energy naturally, like an organic, developing intimacy in a very organic way, making connections in a very organic way. That's what's coming to mind here. So that's the kind of energy that you might have during Leo season. What else can I get from that? And the word gentle leader is coming to mind as well, because you've got the leadership card, but as I say, you've got repose. So it's not the type of leader that's going to be on your case or micromanaging you or anything like that. It's someone that will like give you the instructions, give you the guidance, or lead by example even, and then just sit back and watch everything fall into place kind of energy. That's kind of what it's giving. Let's look at the Ace of Pentacles. So we've got the Four of Wands, Queen of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, we have the Tower. What's after the Tower? Page of Swords. And we have the Star. I'm going to get one for the Tower, but I think for the most part, it kind of feels like a bit of... One second, let me think. I know what I'm thinking, but I just want to look at the cards properly because I'm just jumping to it without even looking at the cards properly first. Yeah, it's like a quiet confidence, to be honest, because that Tower doesn't feel like something that's happened already. It feels like it's the, what do you call it? I can't remember, there's a word. It's just like the Tower can be the unpredictable things that happen when you set something into motion, or you have plans, or you're trying to build or create something. There's things, there are the unexpected or unpredictable things that can happen. But because of this energy of having quiet confidence, it's like, okay, that could happen. But if it does, worst case scenario, I'll figure out a way to get past that, to overcome the challenge or whatever. You know, there's hope there with the Star card. So the Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity, or it's planting a new seed, isn't it? It's building a new foundation or building upon a foundation. There's emotions and effort that have been put into it. So it could be a relationship, potentially, if not something else. But there's emotions and practical, physical effort that's been put into it. You can see the Knight of Pentacles kind of looking towards that Tower. But then after that is the Page of Swords. As I said, it's like a learning type energy where if the Tower comes, I don't feel like it's happened. It's like if the Tower comes, then don't worry, I'll figure out how to deal with that. It's a bit of, I don't want to say a risk, because it doesn't feel like a risk, but it's taking a chance. It's taking a chance on a new opportunity where anything could happen. It could all work out for the best, or it could all go for shit, but there's a quiet confidence with it. Or if that's not what you're feeling, then it may be a heads up that's probably what will be beneficial at this point in time, is to have that quiet confidence. Let's look at the world. I mean, I did say that Five of Swords looked like it was someone who's got a fighting spirit type energy, doesn't it? We've got the Eight of Cups there. We have the Hierophant, the Four of Swords. I feel like it's an energy of you'll figure it out as you go along, to be frank. What else do we need to know for this? Yeah, Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it feels like an energy of it's a new opportunity, a new cycle, but you'll figure it out as you go along on the journey. Eight of Cups can be a card, like a journeying type card as well. The Hierophant, I will get one for the Hierophant, but I think for the most part, again, it fits in with the energy of you'll learn as you go. What else do we need to know about the Hierophant, please? You've got the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. For me, that is an energy of you'll learn as you go. You'll make it work. You'll learn what you need to learn to make it work as you go along, to make it the most successful and fulfilling as you go along. You've got the Four of Swords there, which can be, it can relate again to that quiet confidence energy where you're kind of just taking it easy. You're not going to stress yourself out with it. You're not going to rush into things necessarily. That can also be where if you're learning it as you go, that's the where you're prepared to be able to take a step back at times, because the Four of Swords is there twice, isn't it? To reconfigure, to recalibrate, to to decide if things are going the way you want them to, or if you have to change anything. The Two of Wands, that's the choices, isn't it? That's where you would be thinking. And again, the Two of Pentacles, it's do I need to do anything differently if things don't work out? But as I say, overall, it's a very quiet, confident type of energy, or that's what's needed for a new opportunity. So finally, that Five of Swords. So Five of Swords, what do we need to know about you? We have the Three of Pentacles. I like that. So that for me, that it is the fighting spirit. It's you'll do whatever it takes to make it work, or whatever's necessary to make it work. And I love the fact that this person in the Five of Swords, you've got all the wolves in the background, and it looks like to me at this point in time that this person is the leader of the pack, because it's like the wolves are looking back, and it feels like they're almost waiting for him because he's the leader. Yeah. Anything else for that Five of Swords? We've got the Page of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Page of Wands, still giving an energy of just being willing to do whatever it takes to make it work, even if you have to go back to a beginner mindset at any point in time, but just an openness with the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, openness to whatever physically needs to be done, whatever actions need to be taken. And with the Seven of Cups, again, it's the options if plans need to be changed or adjustments need to be made. I think the King of Cups overall here is just an energy of just maturity. I think for the most part it's just what it feels like dealing with the situation in a very mature, laid back kind of way, just trusting very much in how you feel and your ability to get on with it, and obviously your intuition as well, because the cups are connected to intuition. One more for that, and then we'll get you a final oracle card of advice. Yeah, trust in yourself. Knight of Swords, you trust in yourself, or you needing to trust in yourself in the situation with the new opportunity. Okay, let's get you a final card of guidance from the Sacred Power deck. What does Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising need to know here? So you've got the soul journey card, which for me, as I said, it's a journey, isn't it? If you're doing something and you've got quiet confidence and you're learning as you go, it is a journey. So there's that. Let's get you one more. One more card for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You get a few. You've got community. So you could actually, I talked about making connections. You could be joining a new community or bringing a community together. You could be the leader of a community, whether that is online or in person. And then exploration, if I can speak. Again, it's the journey, isn't it? So I'll leave that there, to be honest with you. I don't think there's anything else I can say. Hopefully you found something helpful here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thanks for watching the reading. Take care. Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for the end of July going into the beginning of August. In front of us we've got the decks, two of the decks I'm going to be using for the reading today. We're going to start off with a message from the Beautiful Creatures deck, which is a tarot deck, but I usually use it as an oracle deck for the most part. So yeah, we're going to get a message from that one first. So for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising, what do we need to know? You have the Hanging one, Perception. I feel like I'm having deja vu, that maybe the last reading I did for you, there was something about needing to change, to view something in a different light. I could be wrong, it could have been someone else's reading, but I feel like it might have been yours. Let's see what this new reading brings up. I mean, I know that sometimes the readings, it's just can be a repeat of the last one just because that's the energy that's still there. You know, I can't change the energy. If that's what the energy is, that's what the energy is. So let's get your tarot cards out. What do we need to know for this reading, please? Nope, that's far too many to start with. Although the Justice card and the Sun have come out, so it might be the Sun sometimes can be about enlightenment or illumination. That might be relevant in terms of needing to be illuminated or illuminated. I don't know if that even makes sense. Needing illumination or to be enlightened about something to do with what's fair and just, and that's giving me deja vu as well. I swear to God, that was your last reading. I could be wrong. I can't tell without going back and looking at it, but that really feels like it was your last reading. I'm going to try that again and see what comes out. So it could be, if it was you, then it looks like you're still in the same situation, like it hasn't played out fully yet. What do we need to know for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising, please? Try that again. So the Death card tried to come out, but it didn't flip out properly. Any resistance to anything, Sagittarius? Because the cards are taking a while. And I mean, this would typically, well, it's in reverse as well. This would typically be the Hanged Man, wouldn't it? Which the Hanged Man, one of the meanings can be resistance. We've got the King of Cups in reverse, which for me, when he's normally in reverse, it's a, kind of a heads up that something needs to come out, usually emotionally. What else do we need to know here? What else do we need to know? Where the hell is that? Okay, it's behind me. We have the Eight of Cups and we have the Eight of Wands, and it's sideways. So which way does it need to up? Okay, it's got to be up. Do you need to have a difficult conversation with someone, possibly, about leaving something behind? Or just getting something off your chest in general? That's one possibility. You have the Two of Swords there as well. Okay, let's get clarifying with this. So starting off with that King of Cups. Your cards are a bit odd, so if there is a difficult conversation you've got to have, you may be kind of putting it off, to be frank. It's almost one of those things where I don't know if you've ever had anybody sort of open their mouth to speak and make a little sound and then they don't say anything else and you're like, huh? And they're like, nothing. It's almost like that. King of Cups, please. Right. We have the Nine of Wands and the Judgment card. We also have okay, I was mentally asking myself, do I need them? And the first instinct was yes. Nine of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Four of Wands. You might have to have a conversation with someone to let them know how what more can be done or what's needed so that your needs are met, to be honest, with these cards. You might have struggled, well, I would say you've struggled. If the King of Cups is in reverse, it's kind of telling you that you need to speak up. So I think you've probably struggled with that, but there would be other things that you've struggled with as well within a situation. So it's almost like if you want things to work out for the better and almost to start, what do you call it, like have a I feel like saying kind of have like a clean slate with that Judgment card because it's been difficult, and like to start from scratch or whatever, or have a second chance. It looks like you're going to have to open up and have a conversation with someone and let them know what it is you need to feel satisfied, secure. And that can be a romantic relationship. It could also be a family relationship, a friendship. It could be a conversation that you need to have with someone at work, like your boss or something, or in any situation for that matter. But yeah. Let's see what the Eight of Cups is saying. No shock there. The Nine of Swords is out with the Fool. The Eight of Cups is someone who's not satisfied. Something's missing. The person might be settling. There's just a lack of emotional satisfaction there. You've got the Nine of Swords, which is stress, worry, anxiety, and the Fool. There's worry about opening up. And even if it's not necessarily another person that's directly involved, like it's literally to do with a relationship of some sort, it can be that something for you in general is missing in life, or you're struggling in life, and you just need to kind of express to whoever what's necessary to make you feel more satisfied and secure in life. But yeah, there's stress around that by the looks of it. And that I guess that's where the change in perception needs to come in. But how, we'll find. I guess we'll find out as we go along. What else do we need to know? The words "better the devil you know" is coming to mind. So there might be something kind of holding you back, where you almost feel like, well, I'll stick with this because it's better the devil I know, than to go into something new or take a risk of some kind. What else do we need to know? Try that again because too many came out. Right, so we've got the Seven of Swords, we have the Three of Cups, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. It looks like you feel like you're not gonna be supported. You're gonna be unsupported. So the Seven of Swords, again, next to the Fool, it can be about the risk. It's a risk. Opening up is a risk. Expressing your needs is a risk. It can also be, because it's stressful, there's a bit of avoidance there as well, or resistance to letting it out, to actually opening up. But I get the impression that you're probably you expect to feel unsupported, and maybe that might be where the perception change comes in, is that it's not true. Like, even if there is a specific person or group of people that are not supportive if you open up. Who else is there that is going to be supportive, you know? Because sometimes we look for support in the wrong place. I mean, I've done it myself where I've needed someone to talk to and I've kind of asked for advice, but I've asked the wrong people, you know? Like people that I would consider acquaintances or friends, but, and it's not to say that anyone's necessarily wrong or right, it's just that sometimes, yes, it can be that you're not that close to them, or they're just don't give a shit. They've got other stuff going on and they don't really give a shit about you, no problems. Sometimes it can be that the person that you go to for advice or whatever, they've got a lot going on in their own life and they're just not in a position at that point to help you, you know, because they've just got too much going on elsewhere. So when that happens, who else can you turn to? I mean, obviously I'd say first and foremost yourself, but then at times there needs to be involvement or engagement with other people for things to work. So yeah, but yeah, there's definitely something about needing to feel supported here, and even nurtured. I'd go as far as to say nurtured with and understood with that Queen of Pentacles, and probably practically supported as well. Let's look at the Eight of Wands. So we've got the Hermit. Let's see what follows on from that. Oh, okay, it's like you've been carrying the burdens on your own with that Hermit card, I would say. It looks like you've been trying to figure it out by yourself. That might be something that you need to communicate, is that you've been carrying all the weight, all the baggage on your own. You've got the Emperor, the Ace of Pentacles. Let's get one more. Okay, the King of Swords, yeah. So the Emperor and the King of Swords could be another person that can kind of either provide you with or help you with having the opportunity to change things. Let me just get one for the Emperor. I don't know why I feel like I need one for the Emperor, but you may feel like this Emperor could be someone that has watched you struggle. I don't know why that's coming to mind. Well, probably because he's looking at it, but yeah, you might feel like the Emperor is someone, the Emperor and this King of Swords, if it's not the same person, it could be two different people, where the Emperor's the one that's watched you struggle. God, it's almost making me think of, you know, when you work in a job where the boss is an absolute tyrant and they just load everything on you and watch you struggle while they don't. It's giving that vibe. But then the King of Swords could be, I feel like HR advisor is coming to mind. The King of Swords could be the HR advisor that kind of helps you to figure out how to make things fairer, or if you're wanting to leave or find another position within the same company. It's giving that kind of vibe. It doesn't have to be that, but that is something that's coming to mind. Let's get one for the Emperor. So we've got the Six of Pentacles. And we have the King of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. Okay, so for the most part, the Emperor probably is someone that can help, that can assist you. But I still stand by what I said, that for someone, it could be, this person could be someone that has watched you struggle. That feeling is still there as well. Right, so let's get out of that. So yeah, if you communicate, it's communicating to the right person so that you get the support you need, and express what the burdens are as well, and that you've been carrying the weight on your own. Let's look at the Two of Swords. I mean, that gives a kind of do I, don't I energy. Do I say something? Do I not say something? Knight of Swords. Well, I mean, it's sort of telling you that you should say something with the Knight of Swords. The advice is to speak up. If you want to resolve the issue, then you're going to need to speak up. Six of Wands. Ten of Swords. There's this thing that a friend said to me years and years ago, like 10 to 15, probably closer to 15 years ago, about putting yourself in the picture. She said to me, I can't remember the exact circumstances. No, actually I can. It's because I sort of tend to sit in the background of things, of life, or I did at that point in my life. I was more in the background, and she didn't even know me that well at that point. She's just very intuitive and yeah, has her own gifts, put it that way, her own spiritual gifts. And she said, you've got to learn to put yourself in the picture. And that's what that's making me think of, the need to speak up and put yourself in this picture, because if you're there struggling by yourself in this hermit 10 of wands kind of energy, yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe that the Emperor, as I said, for one person it could be someone who's watched you struggle, but it could be that people aren't fully aware of how much you're struggling as well. And obviously if you're silent about that, then they're definitely not going to know. But once you speak up and put yourself in the picture, it can put an end to the struggle. We've got the Queen of Cups. So I would say first and foremost, that's about saying how you feel. How you feel, what you need, what you want. No, okay. A couple fell out, but it's saying no. Oh, they're just flying out really weirdly now. Try that again. I feel like I've lost one under a chair as well. One more, please. One more, please. Yeah, that one. We have the Star, which is a nice way to end it. It's hope, isn't it? It's hope. It hopefully brings in peace as well. But it's that might be the perception. Another part of the whole perception is, instead of thinking that you won't get the support that you need, have hope that you will. You know, I know it sounds pretty simple, but yeah, have hope that you will. Have faith that if you speak up, someone will hear you, even if you have to speak to different people to be heard. Someone will hear you, someone will help you. Let's get you a final card of advice from the Sacred Power deck. Right, Sacred Power. What do we need to know for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising? You know what's interesting, Sagittarius? I think your reading, so you're the last reading I'm doing, and it's the shortest, I believe it's the shortest reading I've recorded out of all of the 12 readings that I've done. It looks like it's the shortest. And I feel like maybe the reason for that might be because the issue here, it has a very simple answer, which is about changing perception, and it's a very simple answer and simple solution for the most part. Yeah, I think that might be the point of it. Or the first step at least is simple. You know, who knows what happens after that, but taking the first step is very simple if you're willing to do it. Anyway, and obviously I don't sort of rush through the readings or set a timer for how long they're going to be, but yeah, it does feel like it's the shortest one out of all of them that I've recorded. The water signs ones were so long. Well, not as long as my in-depth readings, but they were quite long, because with these ones I try and make them around about 20 minutes max, but obviously, as I say, I don't time them. Try that again, because they've just fallen dramatically in a chaotic way. Right, Sagittarius, what do we need to know for you? Oh, you've got a different one from everybody else, because everybody kept on getting the similar cards. Right, you've got Angel Assistant. So for me, I know it's speaking of like more along the lines of spiritual assistance. I feel like this is more to do with real life, not real life, but you know, in your everyday life assistance. I mean, it could be angel assistance if that resonates with you, but it is about physically, literally telling someone what the burdens are, what your needs are, etc. I'll just get you one more. So it's asking for speaking up and getting assistance, and having faith that you will get assistance, even if it takes multiple attempts and speaking to different people. Oh, not this card. So I'll try that again. Okay, I'm going to try it again. It's that Divas card in transformation, or Devas. I just want one more for Sagittarius. It'll probably come out again now. And I think the Divas or Devas card is about grounding yourself in nature. Right, that was really, whoa, this one keeps on coming out in really odd ways. Intimacy. It just came out, was it the Aries or Leo reading? The intimacy. So I think I mentioned, did I mention, was it in this reading? I think I did mention, see, I've done so many readings now, it's getting confusing. Something about needing to speak up. If it's a relationship, you need to say what needs you have and how they need to be met. And obviously being able to speak honestly about your needs, and when you're not happy and when you are happy, that is a part of building intimacy, isn't it? Maybe you struggle to kind of let people in, like you don't want people to know everything about you, don't want people to know when you're struggling and that kind of thing. And it's kind of a heads up that the intimacy will help you. Letting people know how you feel and what's going on with you will help you, will help with that assistance. So I'm going to leave that there for you. Hopefully there was something helpful. Thanks for supporting the channel as always. Thanks for watching the reading, and take care.